Hey guys. Well, the first thing you probably notice is that this time I'm alone. I'm gonna review a movie on my own. The reason is that Reborn has traveled back to the United States, so at least for the moment I'm back to making videos on my own. But we'll try to figure something out so that we can make some more reviews together at some point. We'll have to figure it out. These are busy times for us, so it could take a while. Alright, now that I have gotten that out of my system, what movie am I going to talk about? It's Jeepers Creepers. Jeepers Creepers has to be one of my guilty pleasures. The reason is I know it is a bad movie. It is a bad movie in quite a few ways, at least according to some people, I guess. But I find myself liking it a lot. Why? I don't know. It was one of the first horror movies I've ever seen, and no, that is not the reason why I like it, because I'm easily impressed. Actually, I'm not. I can be very picky about my movies. But, Jeepers Creepers overall felt pretty good. I mean, it's very reminiscent of your typical horror movie from the 80s, like the days of Freddy Krueger and Jason Voorhees. You know, those movies were rather simple. And that is exactly what Jeepers Creepers is about. Now, the movie's from 2001, so it's already 10 years old, which, well, kind of surprised me. I could have sworn it wasn't that old. Well, you just see how time flies by, huh? Alright, what is it about? I'm quoting from IMDb. A brother and sister driving home for spring break encounter a flesh-eating creature in the isolated countryside that is on the last day of its ritualistic eating spree. Yes, you got that right. A monster that has some sort of ritual eating spree. You heard that. That's basically what it is about. But, what is the creature? Well, I'm not going to tell you because that would seriously spoil a lot. But let's talk about it this way. The movie has two very distinct, I could say, parts or halves. The first half is pretty much just our two main characters, Trish and Derry, driving around in a car, but all of a sudden they're being chased by some old truck. And, well, they managed to get away and think that this was just an asshole who had too much to drink, I guess. So, guess what? That's not it. They find a church, an old abandoned church, and they find out that it's full of bodies of people that have been missing for years. How the hell a big-ass church right across the road was not visible to the police is up to anyone else to decide. And this is where the big plot holes come in. That this big church, I mean, it's relatively big if you think about it, how many bodies are in there. That it was never discovered. It's laughable, but that's the only major plot hole I can think of right now. And you know how horror movie characters are. They're too curious and they have a look around, and, well, that is not a good idea as it turns out. But guess what? They even make fun of that in the movie. There is a line, I think Trish said it, you know, when somebody does something really stupid in a horror movie, they always get killed, or something along the line of that. She said something like that. And, yeah, that's exactly what they do. So, yeah. So, what can you say? It's a relatively predictable movie. When the creature shows up, it starts killing stuff. Actually, makeup effects and all that are pretty good. You're gonna see that. In my opinion, they were good anyway. You know, I hate CGI, and there's little CGI in this movie. It's mostly just a guy in a suit, so that's good. Soundtrack? The soundtrack is not that remarkable, but it's good enough. But what you will recognize definitely is the song Jeepers Creepers. It's a very old song. And yeah, you will recognize that. So, it's, you know, when you want just a horror movie, you don't know what to take, and it doesn't have to be the best thing ever, well, then this might be a hidden gem for you. I personally like this movie more than I should probably, but it's still... It's a bad movie that is so bad it's good. Yeah, I would say that. I like it a lot. So, my rating for Jeepers Creepers is a solid 6.5 out of 10. I think that's pretty good, and really, for what it's worth, it's definitely not a waste. There's a lot much worse horror movies. Yeah, I think you're going to like this one. So yeah, stay tuned for my next review. We'll see what it will be. Have fun, guys.